Assalamu alaikum dear student, welcome to the class physics. Dear student, today our topic is chapter number first, class first year, chapter number second, sorry, class first year, graphical representation of a vector. So dear student, before the graphical representation of a vector, we want to recognize what is vector. In a previous lecture, we upload about vectors. So all directional quantities in a physics is called vectors. For example, acceleration, velocity, force, displacement, torque, tension, etc. Those physical quantity per complete which required for complete description magnitude as well as direction is called vector quantity. So there are two type of representation. There are two processes for representation of a vector. One is graphical representation, the other one is symbolical representation. Symbolical representation we upload in the previous lecture, and today our topic is graphical representation. Dear student, graphical representation, we represent graph in an arrow. We represent graph in an arrow. The starting point of an arrow show a tail of the arrow and the end point head of the arrow. The distance between from tail to head is called magnitude, and the arrow show us direction. So there are a few steps which we follow for the graphical representation of a vector. Number one, you will draw Cartesian coordinate system. What is Cartesian coordinate system or graph? The set of x, y, z. With the help of this, we can find the position of an object in a plane as well as a space. This is two-dimension graph. North, east, south, west. This graph represents two-dimension graph, and this graph represents three-dimension graph, because in two-dimension graph only two variables x and y involved. In three-dimension, three variables involved x, y as well as z. Both are each perpendicular to each other. Dear student, if we draw Cartesian coordinate system or graph, again number 2, we select a suitable scale. For example, a man cover distance 50 km toward east. So how we will represent 50 km in this board? So for this we will select a suitable scale. For example, 10 km is equal to 1 centimeter. So the whole distance we cover in a 5 centimeter. We can also say 5 km is equal to 1 millimeter. This is depend on your choice. If you represent 10 km by 1 centimeter, if you represent 5 km by 1 millimeter, this is your choice. The third one, draw the line in the direction of a vector. For example, our required vector in the direction of east. So we will draw the vector in the east direction. Now we will cut the line according to our value. Let's suppose we want to 2 centimeter from this whole line, so we will cut in this form. We want to 4 centimeters, so we will cut in this form. We want to 6 centimeter, we will cut up to here. If we want to 8 centimeter, we will cut up to here. If we want to 10 centimeter, we will put all the line. At the last step, for direction we will put this arrow. For direction we will put this arrow. Dear student, this is all about graphical representation of a vector. Do study. Wish you best of luck.